Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. Man, this is awesome. Take a look at this chart. This is a very, very sweet chart. I love seeing this. Well, it's nice when it does what you want it to do, but it also is nice to know that it's performing very well, contrary to Bitcoin. So if you take a quick look here, just a quick glance, Bitcoin selling off pretty hard. Solana staying fairly even with the current price point there at $60. Not to say it can't pull back. In fact, it probably should to help us retrace. But we now have this solid support based on volume at $58 below us. That's been an important level to try to cross. We also swept some liquidity levels. We'll talk about that here in a minute. So if you are, again, new to the channel, not a financial advisor, I hope you can learn something today. Quick little congrats to our community members, though. Just got to throw this out there because I love to say how awesome they are. Look at some of these gains here. These folks are killing it. So again, if you want to kind of trade alongside some phenomenal traders, jumping over to our Crypto Cash Discord. We've also got some nice scalps. We took good 40% from Solana in 2 days there. That's our scalping bot. Same thing with Matic and Ethereum. And then we take a look here. We took a long from Bitcoin yesterday. Nice little 11x trade. Again, you got to keep in mind, I trade fairly conservative with my community just based on the simple fact that I got a lot of traders trading underneath me, and I'm very responsible in that sense. So we usually do 5 to 10x leverage. But again, if you use high leverage, please understand it's recommended to use low position sizing so you don't get completely demolished. Okay. Again, either way you look at it, fantastic stuff. So let's jump into the back end data here for Solana. Rerun this guy and double check. So this is the liquidation levels here. And as we talked previously, I think we were just in this range here last night when I discussed this target right here, $60 is going to get swept. Okay, and it did. I'd love to see that. It's fantastic. No offense to anyone who was trying to short Solana, but come on. Try not to short when we're coming into a key level resistance that's filled with liquidity. It's just not a good call. And if you watch my videos, you'd recognize that that was an important level to sweep. Now that we've swept that, we could very well see 53. I'm not saying that's the case, but 53 has, again, a decent amount of volume based on leverage and liquidity. So there's a possibility that could have a target now. I think it's very unlikely, unless Bitcoin drops to 34, 35,000, that we see that from Solana. Okay, and the reason why is because we're above a key level support. So let's talk about that here. I got this little arrow here from yesterday for my playout chart. Again, if you're not familiar, I do have Twitter, Telegram, and Discord where I send out playout charts such as this here, kind of showing you specifically what I think might happen next with the coins. But when it comes to a few key factors here, so we talked about this yesterday. Money flow index, hitting that low point, getting in early is very nice. And now that we're here, we're above 50 on the RSI, we're in really, really good shape. So the truth is the price is much more likely to go up and stay up now that we have extra volume coming in with this money flow index higher, as well as the RSI being up over 50 and under 70. Even if we break through 70, we will still see some really, really good volatility. We've seen it before where the price action hits over 70 and the price still maintains itself fairly well. Okay, so let's look at a few things here really quick. Just to note, RSI is in great shape. MACD is still converging. You can see we're starting to plateau a little bit. It's not terrible, but we are losing momentum. That could imply the price action comes back down to 58 and bounces. It's a fairly strong potential just based on the simple fact that we are overextended here. We're at a 9. And Solana is really good about hitting 9s and consistently just turning itself around, right? So 9, dip, up to a 6, blah, 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 down to a 9, dip, and up to a 9 here. So hypothetically, price pulls back or consolidates, goes sideways and up. And those two scenarios are possible. Keep in mind, there's still a possibility of the price dropping, right? A lot of that hinges on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin drops to 36, 35,000, just say 34, any of those could potentially signal a reversal. And keep in mind, this is what happens when the price of Bitcoin drops instantly. It's not to say it's going to happen again, because Solana has proven itself to be very strong right now, contrary to how well Bitcoin's doing. Again, Bitcoin's doing great, don't get me wrong. But the fact that Solana hasn't pulled back massively when Bitcoin dropped below 38,000 recently is a good sign. Okay, that leads me to believe we're going to be in good shape. Okay, so there's all those factors involved. Let's go ahead and take a look at the hourly and just kind of wrap this up here for you. Greatly appreciate you watching all the way through too. Please also like the video if you could. Help us get the channel cranking here. I do deeply appreciate everyone who's been supporting the channel for the last 2.5, almost 3 years. Super awesome experience. Thank you again so much, everybody, for just being an awesome part of my life. Last but not least here, hourly, Ichimoku cloud. Big surprise, we are up over the cloud here. So this is a good thing. We were talking about earlier, this is where I was mentioning, the price coming up to 50. We were like right in this range when I looked at it last, and the price action had barely broken through the cloud. And again, I think last night when we reviewed it, we are over the cloud, saying that this is a good confirmational sign. Okay, so again, congrats to our community members, anyone else on the channel, of course, who did take along at about the $58 mark. That was an awesome, awesome entry. We can see here lagging span is essentially free and clear of price action, and conversion lines above the baseline. Okay, cloud is averaging itself out right up there about the upper lead at close to this 0.382 Fibonacci level at about $59. Correction, I think that's 0.5. Sorry, that is a 0.5 fib at about 59.65. So the likelihood of 59.65 being the new support is extremely high based on the cloud averaging itself out right there at that level. Okay. Again, it's still a little early. There is a possibility, keep in mind, price to pull back to 58. If it does, it's no big deal. In fact, I'd welcome it because I would like to try to get another entry in at that level. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and set an alert to reevaluate if we get there. But simply put, we have all green lights here to leave your long position open. No reason to take a short position right now. And I know what you're thinking. Well, it's overextended. It's at a 9. It's going to pull back. There's no guarantees there. If Bitcoin cranks past 38,400, this coin is going to go bonkers. All right. So again, just keep in mind there's some awesome stuff going on here. And while we are overextended, we just hit another 9 here on TD sequential. And there is a likelihood of pullback. I don't think it's going to be an aggressive pullback. It would make sense to consolidate here or possibly consolidate here before the next leg up. Okay. Those are my 2 cents, and I'm sticking to it. Thanks again for watching. Once more, take advantage of our exclusive offer here from Bitunix. And if you want to become a better trader, jumping over to our Crypto Cash website or just Discord, everything's linked down below. I greatly appreciate you all watching. Hope you all have a great rest of the day. We'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care.